There came a time, many ages past, when the Almighty Creator conceived the idea of a new world, a perfect world. He took aside the two wisest and most powerful Sadya, Ormazd and Ahriman, and asked them each to devise a plan for this world's construction and management. He directed them to create the world with him and to breathe life into it. The Creator studied each plan methodically, and Ormazd's plan best reflected the Creator's will. The remaining Sadya assisted in the creation of the new world, which was named Khaldun. They would be responsible for watching over the powerful forces that sustained Khaldun. Ahriman immersed himself in the creation of these forces. Ormazd set himself to the task of creating the Kohan, immortal beings bestowed with the grace of divine power. The Kohan tended their world and their culture blossomed, but beneath the gilded magnificence of Khaldun society, sinister underground forces were at work. The great cataclysm annihilated the towering grandeur of Khaldun. The immortal Kohan were eclipsed by the shadow, devoured by the evil they had fought so courageously to subdue. Refugees from a very destructive war have fled their homelands and now seek a quiet place to build new lives. You must guide these pioneers through this land and help them build a new home. Please try to follow the... What you see before you is a group of hungry and tired people who have fled from war and famine in their homeland to find a new and better place to live. They have a small amount of gold, but as you can see, to select the settlers, move your cursor.
Command.
Good. The settlers are now selected. We need to move them to find a spot to settle. Okay. Now click on the Move button in the Command button array. Your cursor will change to a Move cursor. Now select a spot on the right edge of the screen and click there.
No problem.
You can also issue a Move command by right-clicking on the map when a company is selected.
No problem.
Here we are. Now doesn't this look like the perfect place to settle a new village? One of the buttons in the command button array is flashing. Now you should see the special command button. Good work. Your cursor should now have taken on the image of a village. The cursor will turn red over any... The settlers should now be very busy building their new home. When they finish, they will disband the settler company and enter the village. If you wish to speed up the process, feel free to hit the F4 key a few times to increase the flow of time. All right, everything has gone very well. As you can see, the village is now active and producing +6 gold. The next step in ensuring Garland's continued success is establishing a resource trade. Good. Now you see before you the settlement interface. Alright, now the component panel is up. Move the cursor over the woodmill icon. You will see that this... Okay, the woodmill is now being built. You can monitor its progress by looking at the status box on the bottom right of the settlement display. There you will see a Good work! What you have witnessed was the birth of Garland, the town you now inhabit. As Darius, the settlers have found a perfect spot and Garland is poised to grow into a... You have newly awakened as the hero Darius and realized that a great evil is poised to descend upon this world. You must... You have much to learn, and now that you are in control of Garland, many far-reaching events have been set in motion. Garland must be prepared. First thing to do is to expand Garland beyond its village constraints. Now that Garland is selected, take a look at the settlement interface. You will see that Garland only has one component slot and it is occupied by the wood mill. To get more slots to open up, Garland must be upgraded to a town. To do this, you... Good. Now Garland has begun the process of upgrading. Note how the progress is displayed in the same manner as building a component within the settlement. Unlike components, upgrading a settlement often has requirements to be met before... Alright, Garland has reached the town level of development. Note how its graphic is changed on the map and that there are 2 more component slots available. Garland needs to be protected and there are rumors of monsters lurking. The company creation screen is a large drag-and-drop interface that lets you build companies of all types. Available units are shown in full color, others are grayed out. The last thing you can do if you wish is to make yourself, Darius, the captain of the company. You are listed in the hero row of units and can only be put into the captain slot. Okay, now go ahead and click on the Recruit Company button. Once your company is ready, click the button labeled Commission. Good work. You now have a new company of footmen to command. As you can see, they start with you and 1 footman unit. That unit will fill up with health, and when full, the next unit will appear. The front line will... What is supply, you ask? Supply is one of the most important concepts you need to understand. All companies need to be in supply. Good. You should now see a large white area centered around Garland. That is Garland's supply zone. So long as your companies stay within that area, they will continue to recruit and resupply.
May the Creator shelter us all. One more step towards victory. I will not let my people down.
Well, there doesn't seem to be any monsters nearby, but you have stumbled across a valuable resource. I want you to head back up to Garland, then veer straight east. There is a grass path through the forest that leads to a nearby village, but every scout sent never returned.
One more step towards victory. One more step towards victory. One more step towards victory.
I want you to pause for a moment. Stop your company if they are still moving. I want you to note how the company banner is flashing white right now. It should have started when your company left the supply zone.
One more step towards victory.
Those were very odd creatures indeed, my lord. Very violent and obviously the cause of all troubles along this path. Tracks indicate they came from the south.
I will not let my people down. One more step towards victory. I will not let my people down.
Those were very odd creatures indeed, my lord. Very violent and obviously the cause of all troubles along this path. Tracks indicate they came from the south, just beyond the mountains. We should investigate.
I will not let my people down. I will not let my people down.
This must have been where the creatures originated. To destroy the nest, click on the attack button, then click on the nest. The attack button. You have done well. Your people will have safe passage east now, and relations can be opened up with those living in that direction. You are now ready to move on to the next tutorial. Good work. The east passage is clear of danger, and you have experienced company. Garland is a safe haven once more and has grown into a prominent town. To continue to grow and develop the resources you have so recently...
At the ready.
All right. Now that the area is secure of monsters and other threats, we can turn our attentions to the iron deposit in the south and expand. Companies that have a front line of engineers are called engineering companies. Engineering companies are capable of various special actions, one of which is... Okay, you need to pop up the component panel. As you can see, this action is another way to bring up the component. Good, now the quarry is being constructed. Once it is finished, the engineer unit will be filled in at... Before you commission the engineers, I want you to get rid of the footman company. One company is enough to manage for now.
At the ready.
Okay, the first thing to do is pop up. Now that the company panel is up, take a moment to familiarize yourself with the information displayed here. You can always use it. You should have noticed the disband button at the bottom of the panel. If you didn't, it is the button. Good work. The footman company has been disbanded. It is now safe to commission an engineer company. Go ahead and do it. All right, you have your engineers recruiting as I speak. While they are doing that, I want you to go ahead and build a blacksmith in Garland. The blacksmith is being built and the engineers are close to being fully recruited. Once they are, select them.
At the ready. As you wish.
Okay, they are in position. Click on the special. Now you should see a new button flash. You should now see a build cursor instead of your normal cursor. Move it over. Good. The engineers are finished and you have a new iron mine under your control. There seems to be a problem though. You won't see any benefit from the mine until you expand Garland's supply zone. Not to worry. For that is the first thing you will do in the next... Things are going well. You have learned the basics of constructing and using... There are rumors of trouble brewing in the east, but you have more pressing matters to attend to. Your mine is out of supply, and Garland must grow to a... All right, let's pick up where we left off in the last scenario. You have a mine just barely out of supply to your south. You need to... Now that Garland is selected, pass your cursor over the upgrade button. This will show you the requirements needed to reach the city level of development. Luckily, you have been moving toward this goal and have met all of the requirements. Go ahead and upgrade Garland now. We should wait until the upgrade is complete before moving on. Garland has reached the city level of development. As you should now see, the iron mine is no longer flashing white, and your iron income has increased by plus 10 iron. You can afford units a little tougher than the footmen you had previously. I suggest you commission a full company of infantry. This way you won't go negative in wood production. Now that you have a company of infantry on the way, you can turn back to your economy. You still have a large surplus of iron, and you should turn that to your advantage. To do that, you will need... Ensure that you have Garland selected. You should now be looking at a panel very similar to the build component panel. In this panel, though, the upgrades to the blacksmith are listed. The one you want is... The blacksmith will soon be converted to an iron export. When upgrading any component, the upgrade replaces the original component. Some will enhance what the component did. We have just received word that a village down the grass path to the east has come under attack. Brigands and bandit mercenaries are raiding the village, causing untold damage. Their messenger pleads for our help.
May the Creator shelter us all. I will not let my people down. One more step towards victory.
We have just received word.
I will not let my people down. I will not let my people down. I will not let my people down. I will not let my people down.
After a pitched battle, you have defeated the brigand army. It is surprising that they fought to the death. They must have been desperate for pillage. If they are that desperate, select your engineers and move them over to Verena. To get them there faster, change their formation to pressed column. It is the flashing formation button. Okay, the engineers are in position. The button you see flashing is the repair button. Click it. Then, when the cursor changes, click on the village. Your engine...
Thank you so much, my lord. We were certain that if help did not arrive, the brigands...
You have done very well. Verena has joined your cause, and you have a small but strong military force to command. It is time to move on to the next scenario and discover what... You have saved Verena from attack and gained their loyalty. You've also learned more about engineers and upgrading both components and settlements. You are almost ready for the... Verena has joined your cause, but you must protect this new village. The source of the bandit attacks must be found and defenses laid to the east to prevent further... Welcome back. It is time to put your efforts toward a new task. The threat... Scouts have surveyed the path east and have learned that it enters a narrow pass between two mountain ranges. This passage needs to be put under guard. This will ensure the safety. Outposts are small forts that contain a militia force. They are excellent at guarding a small area and also provide supply to friendly troops. Okay, now let's move those engineers east to the mouth of the pass.
As you wish.
All right, here we are. You need to place an outpost in a good place that will cover the pass and still be somewhat protected. That patch of flowers would be the perfect spot. The outpost militia will be able to fight from the cover of the wood. Access the engineers. The flashing button is the Build Outpost button. Click on it, and when your cursor changes to that of an outpost icon, click on the middle of the flower patch. The engineers should begin construction on a new outpost.
As you wish.
We will wait until they are finished. Good work. The new outpost now guards the mountain pass and has uncovered another resource for you to exploit. Nearby is an ironwood grove. Make sure your engineers are selected and right-click.
At the ready. As you wish. As you wish.
Now that you have the ironwood grove under control, you can turn your attention back to the village. After sorting out what happened, it has become clear that the brigands came from the south. Select your infantry and send them south of Verena. The brigands would probably have set up camp in a clearing or the hills, so keep an eye out for a likely spot.
One more step towards victory. One more step towards victory. I will not let my people down. One more step towards victory. I will not let my people down. One more step towards victory. One more step towards victory. One more step towards victory. I will not let my people down. I will not let my people down. I will not let my people down. One more step towards victory. I will not let my people down. 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 One more step towards victory. One more step towards victory. I will not let my people down. One more step towards victory.
That must have been the main camp the brigands ran their raids out of. Now that it is destroyed, there should be no more worries about brigands and bandits attacking Verena. Kohan Lord, some villagers that had been surveying the mountains northeast of the village have returned with odd tales of a great ruined city. Okay, select your engineers and head them north around the western side of the mountain.
I will not let my people down. Our work is
At the
never
ready.
done.
As you wish. 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 As you wish.
May the Creator shelter us all. At the ready.
Nice work. The engineers managed to locate the ruins and defeated the flying demons that were inhabiting it. Not only that, but you have netted yourself a Kohan amulet that had been buried in the... What you need to do now is awaken the new hero. To do this, you first need to click on the hero. The hero lore is a listing of all the heroes and amulets available in your kingdom. Heroes that have... This is the hero display where more detailed information can be found about a hero. This hero is still in the amulet though and must be awakened. The button... Good. The hero's name is Dylan Garwood. Now that he is awake, you can move on to your final tasks. This scenario is at an end. Nice work. The area is safe and secure, and you have learned all of the essentials about engineers now. You even managed to snag yourself another Kohan. The western lands under your control are safe, but for how long? The forces of the Shadow are marshalling in the east beyond the mountain pass. You have been doing very well. There is only one task left before you. Just beyond the mountain pass lies a small army led by men who worship the Shadow. They are a... Since the previous mission, I have taken the liberty of preparing Garland for this fight. Garland now has a barracks and a temple within it, and your companies have... As you can see, Garland now has a barracks and temple. These components are what made the more advanced units available. But as you can also see, your kingdom is now negative in iron, which means your iron export is no longer profitable. Click on the iron export to... At the bottom of the panel is the sell button. It should be flashing. Click this now to sell the iron export. Good. Another way to sell components is to click on the sell button at the bottom of the interface and click the sell cursor on any component. Okay, you still need to rebuild the blacksmith. Go ahead and construct a blacksmith. Since you are also low on wood, you might want to upgrade your wood mill as well. When you are done, select the company Darius leads. The army is stationed around Verena.
The Kohan will return to
You
their
must make
glory.
sure the mountain pass is clear all the way through. Your company is the most powerful
One
and
more
should be
step
sent ahead
towards
as the
victory.
vanguard to The
I
mountain
will not
pass
let
is
my
fairly
people
narrow.
down.
To keep the company together, switch to column formation. This will change the marching arrangement of the company and increase
One
their
more
speed
step
and
towards
maneuverability.
victory.
Unfortunately, this also
will
reduces
not
their
let my people
combat
down.
effectiveness, so they will be at a slight disadvantage when they first engage the enemy. Move the company to the end of the pass in column formation. It was a good thing you sent the vanguard in first. Otherwise, multiple companies would have become bottled up in the pass and units may have been lost to weaker enemies. As it is, your company was strong enough to defeat the patrol even from column formation. Go ahead and send them back to the outpost. Use pressed formation.
One more step.
Okay,
towards
they are back
victory.
in supply. Let's leave them alone for a moment to resupply. Reports have come in that a neutral village lies south of here where the mountains are cut by a river. They refuse all political... Though it is not the preferable path, you are going to have to take the village by force to ensure its safety. Any village not under your banner here is fair game for those who follow the shadow.
I will not let my people down. One more step towards victory. One more step towards victory.
By the light of the Creator. For the glory 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 of the Creator. I am on it. I am on it. For the glory of the Creator. For the glory of the Creator. I am on it. I am on it. By the light of the Creator. For the glory of the Creator. I am on it. For the glory of the Creator. I am on it. For the glory of the Creator. I am on it. For the glory of the Creator. I am on it. For the glory of the Creator. I am on it. For the glory of the Creator. I am on it. I am on it. For the glory of the Creator. For the glory of the Creator.
Though it is not the preferable
I am
path,
on it.
you are going to have
I
to
am
take
on
the
it.
village by
I
force
am
to
on
ensure
it.
its safety. Any village not under your banner here is fair game for
on it.
those who follow the shadow. Select your infantry.
I am on it. I am on it. For the glory of the Creator. I am on it.
There is the village. Since
I am on
they
it.
are neutral to your kingdom, you must initiate the attack. Click on the attack button, then click on the village with the attack cursor. This will declare war on the village and begin the siege. Okay, the infantry have returned. Luckily, they took little damage from the village's militia and don't need to rest long. Once everyone is resupplied and ready to go, send them through the pass in column formation. To make it easier, click.
May the Creator
For the
shelter us
glory of
all.
the Creator. For the glory of the Creator.
At your command. At your command. No problem. No problem. No problem. No problem. No problem. No problem.
Always ready for action.
Okay, the infantry have returned. Luckily, they took little damage from the village's militia and don't need to rest long. Once everyone is resupplied and ready to go...
I am on it. I am on it.
At your command. At your command. No problem. No problem. At your command. No problem. No problem.
I will not let my people down. One more step towards victory.
Okay, the first of your
One more
companies has
step
left the
towards
pass.
victory.
Stop and gather your
By the light
companies
of
in
the
a group.
Creator.
The enemy's army is southeast of your position.
For the glory of the Creator.
Before sending them in, you should
At
make
your
sure all the
command.
companies
I am on
are
it.
in combat formation, the formation flashing now. This formation is
I
slow,
am on it.
but keeps combat efficiency at a maximum and forms the frontline
May the
units into a
Creator
combat
shelter us
line
all.
protecting the support units. Once they are all set,
At your command.
send them
At
southeast.
your command.
One more step towards victory. I will not let my people down.
At your command.
The Kohan will
For the
return to their
glory of
glory.
the Creator. I am on it.
You have engaged the enemy. In this fight, you are up against both Shadow and Meriton units. Unlike the Shadow units, the Meriton companies may flee from battle before being destroyed. One of your companies may do so as well. This is called routing and helps protect a company from total
I am on it.
destruction. Once the army is defeated, capture the city.
I am on it.
Great job. You have defeated the army and captured the town. The people of this land have been freed from the tyranny of the Shadow. You have done well and earned. Congratulations. You have liberated this land from the threat of the Shadow, and Darius can now move on to begin his quest to return the Kohan to their former glory. Dylan will...